Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. And one of the big questions I got today in the room was, why is Netflix down $4? Well, all this is doing is when you don't have a squeeze or anything like that, all markets do is revert back to the mean. And typically once they get 2 ATR away from the mean, they come back. 2 ATR away, they come back. 2 ATR away, they come back. Okay? So on something like that, it's just important to identify when a market is in a reversion to the mean type situation. And in that case, you're not going to do directional trades, you're actually going to focus on fading. So in this case, the 2 ATR level was around $114, and we did this last week, whereas we're hanging up there, we just sold the 114, 118 call spread. You can see right now it is $2, or we sold it for $2, and now it's essentially worthless. And the question always comes up, well, why not just buy it back? So you don't risk it exploding in your face like tomorrow if it's upgraded. And that's a good idea. I have this insane affinity towards watching options expire worthless, so I do kind of take that risk, but I only do it if the risk is less than 2 times the expected move. So meaning that we're at 109, 2 times the move is $6, so 109 plus 6 takes us to about 115. Okay, so we're kind of right at that extreme level where I feel pretty safe, 95% probability, but of course you can absolutely buy it back. And you can see the Nasdaq too, same thing. We've been just hitting here at 3 ATR for a while, and it's just been kind of heading back down. And today in the live room, we did do a couple of nice trades here on a couple of different markets. Being long the VIX, short the Nasdaq, short the Dow. And a lot of this was just based on what we saw on the 195-minute squeezes. And if you look at this 195-minute squeeze on the Nasdaq, we did get that early warning, kind of an indicator. We're like going short and just held it into the close. Now, I do think that tomorrow we'll get a little bit of selling initially, but the other thing to keep in mind is that what happened today is that the trend closed over 2. 9 times out of 10, when the trend closes over 2, the next day is going to be a bounce. So at this point, what I'm looking for is a little selling initially in the morning, possibly a gap down to kind of suck in the shorts, and then I would actually look for the markets to turn higher later in the day. All right, so that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. I'll obviously be covering a lot of this in the premium video. And remember, of course, we've got a very timely class coming up from Don Kaufman this Saturday called Shorting the Markets and Loving It. And what's great about this is that, and I love this class, and I love the idea of this class, because the idea, of course, is that we've had a pretty strong rally off the lows, but there's a lot of people on pins and needles just waiting for this market to tank. So how do you stay positioned short, right? And make money even as the market's going against you, so that you are prepared for when the market does roll over like it did today. Okay, and that's essentially what Don's going to be talking about. He just kind of wraps it up really, really well. And the Saturday class, you'll see all the details here. I read through all the bullets in the other video, so I don't necessarily need to go through and do that again. But the main thing is that if you want to be able to short in this market, okay, and if the market is, if you fear that the market's going up and up and up against me, but in that situation you still want to be able to make money, this is the class for you. Don has just got this stuff down, okay? He can sustain these short positions while waiting for volatility to strike the markets, so that when they do strike, you get paid, okay? And then from there, and I always love this kind of stuff too, where here you learn all the different stuff, and then over here you put it into practice. So one full day of live trading, learning and seeing firsthand all the techniques that Don talks about on Saturday. All right, so the link is simpleroptions.com/short. Again, just to learn everything and all the information you want to know. Saturday class, just $197 if you're seeing this now. And then for an additional $100, you can actually add on the live trading. So for $297, you can do the live trading class plus the theory class. These are the kind of tools that can get you prepared for the volatility that's coming down the road. Highly recommend it. All right, I'll actually be on the class as well, because I want to see what Don has to say. You guys have a fantastic evening and trading day, and we'll see you at the next update.